Hey guys, what's up? This is the boy who had 7. So today is the day that we've been waiting for since we dropped our last video. Yes, we are about to embark on our 51 book quest to figure out what the Infinity Gauntlet story arc is all about. Now guys, I can't tell you how excited I am to share this with you, and I'm especially excited to share this with those of you that have never read any of this arc before, and also those of you that might be new to comic books. If this is the first taste that you're going to get of comic books, boy, are you in for one awesome ride. Now, before this video is over, I want to leave you with a little bit of comic book knowledge. Every time you pick up a comic book, I want you to familiarize yourself with the author and the illustrator. And the reason I want you to do this is because this is going to help your comic book journey. This is going to help you figure out whose writing you like and whose drawings you like. And then you're going to be able to go out and find more from them so that you can expand your horizons. For instance, how many of you have ever been in a car, you heard a song on the radio, you absolutely fell in love with it, went home, bought the rest of the album, and you loved the band or you loved the artist? The next thing you know, you're looking at their back catalog, you're finding old albums that came out, you find songs that you love even more than the one that you heard on the radio, and now you're a fan for life. That's the same exact thing that happens with comic books, and I want to familiarize you with Jim Starlin. These 5 books in front of us, The Silver Surfer number 34 through 38, and also Infinity Gauntlet's book 1 through 6 are written by Jim Starlin. This guy is a master author, and he's somebody you should know about. For instance, he's a co-creator or a creator of Thanos, Drax the Destroyer, Gamora, Shang-Chi the Kung Fu Master, Mongol, he's a DC villain. I mean, this guy, every time he'd get his hand into something, he'd either revamp it or put it back on the map. I'm talking about characters like Adam Warlock, the Silver Surfer. He also wrote a story, one of my favorite all-time Batman stories, called Batman: A Death in the Family. If you guys haven't read that story, you've got to go pick it up right away. You've got to familiarize yourself with Jim Starlin because he is an awesome writer, and these are his books that we're about to delve into. So guys, Silver Surfer book 34, 35, 36, 37, and 38 are all written by Jim Starlin. They're all illustrated by Ron Lim. Look at how beautiful those illustrations are, and we're about to dive into the story. These 5 books are what constitute the storyline, The Rebirth of Thanos. What you need to know up to this point is that Thanos has been long dead in the Marvel Universe. The galaxy has been at peace, and the people of the galaxy are happy that he is no longer around. But guess what, guys? Just like the title of these 5 books says, there is going to be a rebirth, there's going to be a change, and there's going to be dangerous circumstances heading this way. So, Silver Surfer number 34 is what we're going to go over today. Check out this picture here. This is how it starts. The Silver Surfer has just gotten over being stuck with a disease that made him go mad. He's just escaped from being imprisoned on Earth. He just finished having a battle against the Kree. I mean, this guy is exhausted. He needs some rest. He's looking for some type of solitary place where he can rest from all his weariness. And he finds this planet that is uninhabited. He heads into this planet. He lies down, and before he can even realize that it's been years since he last slept, he knocks out. So we see it go from day to night, and all of a sudden, this ominous, humongous, mountainous skull appears out of nowhere. Guys, look at that picture. Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning, and you look out your window, and all of a sudden, you see this skull with smoke coming out of its eyes just staring at you. How freaky is that? Well, the Silver Surfer is a superhero, and so what does he do? He runs towards danger. He gets up, he heads over to figure out what's going on, and look at what he finds when he walks into this structure. Look at the walls, and look at the faces of these human beings in agony, with their mouths open, wailing and screaming out in pain. It looks as if the walls are made out of the souls of men. There are skeletons that are still chained to the wall, and there is this humongous pile of skulls in the middle of the floor. The Silver Surfer is wondering, where am I? He feels some type of worry that he might be in Hades, but he searches his soul and says, no, that's not where I'm at, but there's something familiar. There's something primal. There's something basic about this place that I'm in. I wonder where I'm at. Am I dreaming? What's happening here? And so the next thing that he looks at is he sees these two characters shuffling through this hall, holding a large chest. And as they're shuffling by him, they're talking, and one of them saying, we've got to hurry because she is in a terrible mood. So right away, the Silver Surfer says, who is she? Who's this she she's talking about, and why is she in a bad mood? So these two characters, one, look at him here, looks like a rat man. The other looks like a zombie. They seem to pay no attention to the Silver Surfer, and all of a sudden he thinks, hey, I must be dreaming. He looks back over to where his body fell asleep, and sure enough, his body's still there lying down in the sand right next to his cosmic board. So he decides, you know what? I'm excited to explore my dreams. I usually explore the universe. Let's go see what's going on in my head. I'm going to follow these guys and see what's happening. So he follows them in, and he hears them say, okay, she wants us to open this chest right now. And so they're about to open the chest in the new room that he followed them into. And all of a sudden, he has a realization of where he's at. He turns around, and guys, look at this picture. He finds himself face to face with Death herself. Death personified. Yes, that is Death. She is a skull-like female with black robes draping her body, sitting on her throne of skulls, and he realizes he is within the Hall of Death, which is her domain. Take a look at those skulls. I'm going to get you closer here. They're not just human skulls, they're alien skulls, maybe different types of animal skulls, but they're all type of skulls there. And this is showing you how powerful Death is, and what she loves and what she desires and what she's a master over, and that is death. I can't tell you how I felt as a little kid reading through this book. When I turned the pages at night, I was supposed to be in bed. I'm supposed to be asleep. It's dark. I'm using a little flashlight because we didn't have cell phones back in the days to turn the pages, and all of a sudden I find myself transformed into the halls of death. Man, I freaked out. But guess what? That is not the only cool thing on this page. They open this chest, and what do you think is inside this chest? Let's find out. This soul comes out, this phantasm, this ghost-like being comes out and yells, I'm free at last. The Silver Surfer is taken aback by how malignant and evil and full of depravity this soul is. He can feel it, and it almost overcomes him. And I want to look at these next few panels with you guys, and I'm going to read straight from them because this is very important to the entirety of the Infinity Gauntlet arc. So this soul comes out and he says, how may this humble soul serve his ebon mistress? Command and I shall obey. And look at that picture of death. Look at the blue and the black and the white and the grays. I mean, it is just beautiful. But she doesn't talk to them, and I want to point this out. She doesn't directly speak to him, to whoever this soul is. She uses one of her servants to speak to them, and his servant says, in life you honored our monarch as no other ever did. She is in need of your service once again. Recent events have convinced Mistress Death that a severe imbalance, and remember that guys, an imbalance exists within the universe. She fears that if this condition continues on unchecked, existence as it is now known may be in peril. And so, she calls upon your unique talents to remedy the situation. So we see that she's bringing this soul back from the dead. We don't know who it is yet, but there's some type of imbalance going on, and she needs his unique abilities. We're going to go and continue reading on the next page. So this soul says, and look at this. This is power. This is evil. This is really cool and scary at the same time. Even in death, I live only to do the Black Queen's bidding. Let the heavens run red with blood. If it is her wish, planets shall crumble, stars will nova, and only black holes shall remain. I will shatter galaxies to reach whatever goal my mistress sets. So swears her greatest slave, the once and again all-powerful. We're about to get his name, and then Jim Starlin throws in this little bit of comedy right here, right when he's having this self-proclamation, this self-indulgent moment. All of a sudden, the rat, out of all people, says, "Hold! This braggart has made such promises before and failed to deliver on them." And then the zombie guy says, "Yeah, but that was before he stepped into this side of the veil, and this side is talking about death. That's before he died. His demise has raised him to a new plateau. So whoever this guy is, he's actually stronger now than he was when he was living." And then this rat says, "But most of those who opposed him before are still on the other side, the living side. How can he hope to be triumphant over them all?" And then the zombie says, "He won't have to. The mistress has gazed into the mist and has seen this one's future. There is but one obstacle to success he need be aware. And that is," what do you guys think that obstacle is? We're about to find out on the next page, and this is really cool. "The cosmic being known as the Silver Surfer." And they all turn around and point at him. Wait a second. This guy thought that he was in a dream. He thought that nobody could see him, just like Harry Potter when he was going through the pensieve, right? But yet they all turn around and look at Death. She's pointing right at him, and he's like, "Gulp, they can see me." And all of a sudden, this malevolent being, this soul, this spirit that's there floating out of this box, says, "Why, he's nothing. Let him taste my power." And he blasts the Silver Surfer with his eyes, sending him flying down the hall of death and out towards the front. The Silver Surfer is bent over in pain. He's aching. He's wondering, how on earth can I feel something like this? I've never felt this amount of pain, and especially in a dream. What is happening? He staggers outside, and then shockingly, he finds himself confronted by this. Look, on a planet that was supposed to be uninhabited, he comes out and finds himself surrounded by thousands and thousands of aliens as far as the eye can see. Look at those colors. Look at how many there are. This is really cool. And they're all looking at something, and they're mesmerized by it, almost chanting and grinning and excited about what's going to happen. He looks up and sees some type of man-made volcano. On the top of the volcano, there's a woman holding a baby above her head as if she's about to sacrifice this to the gods. She tosses the baby in, and he screams out and flies on his cosmic board as fast as he can. Before the baby touches the lava, he saves the day. He scoops up the child and affectionately flies away holding the baby. He tells the baby, "Everything's going to be okay. I'm not going to let them hurt you." And then look at this panel. Look at what happens on this page. This little innocent baby starts to turn into a monstrosity. It starts to growl, starts to grow teeth and horns and extra limbs. It starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger and look like a cancer until it starts sucking him in and enveloping him. It starts to surround him completely. It's now smothering him. It's suffocating him. He thinks he's about to die. He screams out with all of his power, and he blasts this monster away. He falls to the ground, and all of a sudden, he wakes up from what he believes is a dream. He looks around. There is nobody else on the planet. He's all alone in the same spot there where he fell asleep, and he's wondering what is happening. He starts to think maybe, there is a human underneath this metallic skin. Maybe I'm having some kind of delayed stress syndrome, but no, he feels like that's not it. Was this a dream? Was it telling me something? And all of a sudden he hears a voice behind him, and it says, "Perhaps it was a premonition." And he swings around, and he is confronted with this. Boom! You are the disembodied spirit in my dream. How perceptive of you to notice. Who are you? The name is Thanos. And guys, Thanos has been reborn. He is back from the dead. He is now in the land of the living. There is Thanos sitting on his throne, and he is standing in front of the Silver Surfer, and that is how the Silver Surfer number 34 ends. We've got some awesome stuff that happened in there, guys. I'm talking about, we get to see Death, and that she is worried about this imbalance. We get to see that because she's worried about this imbalance, she resurrects Thanos from the dead. Thanos comes back. He's evil. He's malevolent. We find out he's even stronger than he was before. And the reason he's back is because he's going to help Death with this imbalance that she's worried about. We hear that the Silver Surfer may be the only one to be able to stand in his way. And now the Silver Surfer is confronted with Thanos. Guys, a lot of people when they read this story think that that whole little alien scene isn't important. But you know what? It is a premonition. The Silver Surfer is a superhero and he races in to save the day. That's what he does time after time. But this is telling him that maybe this time he's not prepared for what he's going to go do to try to save the day. And whatever he is battling, it might be bigger than him. It might be unknown to him. It might end up growing bigger than he can handle and suffocating him and bleeding his life out. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this comic book. I know we only got to one today. Some days we're going to have to go over one comic book because there's so much good information in it. Other days we'll be able to get through 5 or 6 of them. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you can hear the next time our next video comes out. Also, please comment down below. Tell me what you liked, what art you liked. Tell me what part of the story that shocked you and that you thought was awesome. Tell me what you can't wait to find out what's going to happen. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Thank you so much for your time. I'll talk to you later.